Some of my chats got real small. What's that about, dude? Calm down. So small. We don't need to do that. All right, let's check and see how well this is going. Come here, YouTube. Hello. Chats got real small. What's that about, dude? Calm down. So small. How long have I been muted? Okay, good, I suppose. I think we're good to go, though. I think. I could be wrong. Okay, everything's good to go on YouTube and Twitch. I'm going to pop this. I am running a shorts feed, so a vertical stream through YouTube right now, in addition to the Twitch stream. So we'll see how well that goes. I honestly don't think there's going to be too much of a problem either way, because it's automatically pulling it out. I think it's going to be very hard to read on the shorts feed stream. I think that's honestly going to be the issue. That it's going to be hard to read because it's automatically making the vertical stream, so I don't have a I don't have a way to. Hey! Oh, what's happening here? Are these DMs that I'm getting? Is that what's happening? Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. They pop up at the top of the chat now. Huh, cool. I'm doing all right. Excellent gaming. I'm doing all right. I don't know how to get back to my chat, though. Here we go. Figured it out. Got it. Okay. So they'll slide up across the top. Okay, that's good to know about the Twitch app. We'll see how well this goes. This is another stream where we get to test something new. I'm happy. Seems like everything's running okay so far. Hi. I used to legit enter every game that I was playing online with, like, if I booted into the voice chat, my line was always sup sluts. And I don't know I know the sup part came from Lilith from Borderlands, but I don't know where I got the sluts part from. I don't know. One day I'll figure it out. Are you ready to get avatared today? And obviously Last Airbender. We don't need no blue people over here. Though I'm sure I have a big book. Grimchat gave me like a big book of races, and it's like a 1,000-page tome of just new races. I'm sure there's an avatar like the Spielberg version, blue person, somewhere in that book. I'm sure. Sorry, I'm thirsty. I'm a thirsty boy. Excuse me. Now I'm a disgusting boy. My bad. But yeah. We got 2 subclasses today. Yeah, like the avatar, the blue people one, not the blue tattooed one. Oh, is it? My bad. It's all the same to me. Oh, that makes more sense why one of them is the Way of Water. That dude loves boats, man. He loves boats. Especially the Titanic. Oh, Awaz, calm down. Oh my god. Calm down. I haven't actually checked to see who's going to be here tonight, but I'm going to guess we're going to have DM Lacara and DM Shin. I don't know about Speedy or Clubs, but Clubs usually comes in only if it seems like it's a topic that he cares about. So I don't really worry about whether or not Clubs is going to show up at the beginning. Anyway, that's fine. I ain't butthurt about it. I do need to grab the poll for later, though. Okay, cool. That's open, so I won't have to shrink anything. Because he really loves the... Oh my god, excuse me. He just wants to go hang out on the... He just wants to go hang out on the Titanic. That's all. He's just like, hell yeah, I love me some Titanic. And if he's got to make his own submersible to get there, he's going to make his own submersible to get there. You know what I mean? I wish I had that much, like, throwaway money. That would be fantastic. That would be so fantastic. I'm going to give them until the usual 15. I mean, you're doing a lot of the same training. If, like, astronaut versus the submersible person. I don't... Deep sea astronaut? I'm sure there's a word for it. I just have no idea what it is. Who wants to tell us what the word for deep sea diver is? It's like fathom lurker or something? I don't know. I don't know anything. The usual. I only know about TTRPGs. And not even a lot. Clearly there are other people who know way more than me about TTRPGs. Oh, way more than me. Ha-boo-boo boy. Cthulhuid. I still can't believe Cthulhu followed us last stream. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. I loved it. Ooh, Awaz, do remind me. Later on, I will be making an announcement. That's a check. Products. I talked to some of... I talked to... Who... Okay, so... I don't want to be mean to any other DMs on DM Roundtable, but when DM Lacara... When we made that little round table icon and we put our 3 icons on there, like that became Roundtable's inner circle because me and DM Lacara and DM Shin are here almost every week. So like, we're the inner circle. And I usually make most of the big decisions with them. So we're going to make a little products announcement later. I'm actually writing myself a note, but you can always help me by reminding me to do it. Do it! Do it! Oh, because that's actually a very good way to do it. I didn't think of it until very recently, but yes. You reminded me by saying they owe me money. Not that DM Lacara and DM Shin owe me money. If anything, I owe them money. Oh, it's about the products on Patreon. Yeah. I'll make a little note, and then I'll probably turn that into a short and release it on YouTube later on. It's just well, not necessarily a short, probably a full video, but I'll release it on YouTube, and that way I can draw more people in. Do the thing! You could also just hit me with the straight up Varric, like, do the thing, Julie! Julie, do the thing! Do the thing! I love doing the thing. But instead, we chillin'. Have you been playing any? I keep seeing the meme. I don't know if you posted it first, but it's popping up in my feed all the time. Of the wow, it's just a 2-panel comic. It's a guy who's holding a microphone up to a cat, and the first panel is, wow, you really love TTRPGs, and then the second panel, he's still holding the mic up to the cat, but the cat is now crying like cartoon tears, and it says, you must be playing so much in the new year, and I feel that I do. I could be playing so much more. I'm currently working on the preliminaries for DM Bacon's Bachelor Party one-shot. That I am actually doing. But again, I'm not playing it. I'm going to be running it. It was almost going to be a 12-person thing because the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties are actually together, and I didn't realize that until semi-recently. So I asked the girls, like, do you want to join? And the bride was like, only like 2 of us know how to play, so no. Can you even run a one-shot with 12 people? And I was like, oh, you can. You'll just get very little done. No. I've been going through the Retired Adventurers blog. I think I'm in 2017 now. And like, once I finish this year, he stopped posting regularly, so I'll just zoom through the end. He had some really interesting ideas, and a lot of his posts are going to get turned into articles, like article video topics, because there's some neat things in there. But like, back in 2012, the Retired Adventurer was playing in like 7 different campaigns. They were all in different systems. And like, I can't imagine trying to play all of that at once. I would be so confused all the time. And then he has his own 40K campaign that is, how do I describe this? Okay, so it's a 40K overarching campaign, but each overarching story, but each campaign is run in a different system in like a different sector, but all of them interact with one another because 40K has, I didn't know this, 40K has multiple role-playing games, like for the kind of characters that you're going to be. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. I thought like the 40K role-playing game, like I thought that was it. But there's like Rogue Trader and a whole bunch of other stuff that are all in the 40K universe, but depending on what characters you're playing, what you're doing, the whole game system is different. So he's running an overarching storyline across multiple campaigns, but each one is played in a different system. And they're not simultaneous, though. He's doing like one game, one system, and then whatever happens in that one affects the next game in the next system. And I'm just like, the amount of like different things he does or was doing is absolutely crazy. Necromunda's one of them. Like, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine doing all of that stuff all at once. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. One thing I will say is that because of this new YouTube's making a vertical stream out of my horizontal stream thing, I can no longer see the lurkers in the stream, and that makes me sad. I love seeing that there's lurkers. You guys don't talk, but that's fine. I guess there's a combat patrol RPG as well? Sort of deal? Which might be the skirmish one? It might be. You never know. All right, we're approaching 8:15. At 8:15, I'll start without the other DMs. That's fine. That's fine. I'm a little bummed that DM Lacara is going to miss out on Way of the Element Bender, though, because I know this is right up her alley. What can you do? Life gets in the way. Life doesn't get in the way. Let's be honest. This gets in the way of life, not the other way around. That we all do love TTRPGs and talking about them and playing them. I think I'm finally going to read my way through all the Avatar. I have everything for Magpie Games' Avatar TTRPG. So, like, going through this made me be like, I should probably do that. And I'm thinking I'm going to go read through all the books next. And I'll finally do my unboxing and go play with my really fancy D6s. It was says, all the lurkers sound off. Say, ah. I learned super early on not to specifically call out lurkers. And I was trying to explain that to a friend who recently started streaming. But he specifically calls out every single person that enters the chat. And I was like, bruh, don't do that. They don't like that. You're going to rile them up. It's weird that I can't see. I don't know why I can't see the whispers in there. Nice to meet you too. You used to be able to see whispers in any chat that you were in, but I guess not. Not anymore. All right, it's 8:15. We are starting without the crew. So, if you would like to follow along with what we're going over today, you totally can. If you're on YouTube right now, you can drop the description of this very video right now and follow along with me for Way of the Element Bender final version. I have the Reddit post open, but we're going to be taking a look at Way of the Element Bender, the PDF on Google Drive, because it is the most recently updated version. If you're on Twitch, I'm going to pin it right now, and I will leave it up until we're done with it, because... So, the idea that we're going to be taking on for subclasses in the future, we now have this down to a semi-science. We'll be taking a look at one very detailed subclass, and then one just, here's the stats, that's it, there's nothing extra. That will be our basic gist going on. Ooh, perfect timing, because I literally just passed out the link for Way of the Element Bender, and I was like, oh, I hope DM Lacara comes in for this.
Hey.
Perfect timing. Ooh, I also learned, Awaz, that Twitch also will only count people being in your stream if the stream is the active window. So, like, yes. If you're me and you just run people's streams on the other monitor, it doesn't count you as being in their stream, but it will give you Twitch drops if they have Twitch drops enabled. It just won't say you're in the chat.
Yeah. I could have told you that, because every time I go to, like, whatever tab we actually have the thing on, I see the viewer count drop.
That explains a lot.
It's
Um,
really annoying.
Okay, so speaking of that specifically, I'm going to fill you in. So YouTube added a new feature where they now automatically make a vertical stream out of your horizontal stream. And I have that running, but for some reason, when that is running, OBS won't let me, like, I can't connect to our stream through OBS. So OBS is not letting me, I can't see lurkers. That's how we got on this topic. I can't see
No.
anybody on YouTube right now. I mean, I have the chat open, but like I don't have a number that pops up.
Mhm.
But we're going to take a look at the way of the element bender.
Ooh.
Oh, perfect. That's almost like a Tsungi horn, whatever that I don't know what kind of flute that is. Woodwind's not my thing. Sorry. But it's close enough. There's some discourse here, but the most recently updated version of the Way of Element Bender was on Google Drive, so that's what I went with. It's not, I think the one that you're using for beats is slightly
Mhm.
more detailed than this version.
Yeah, there's a lot of flavor in the one that I run, which I like. I like that there's a box here called the element of flavor. Oh, where's Shin? Flavor, flavor, flavor. If we say it
Right.
enough times, he'll call in.
I think that this one also, so us and I was explaining that I don't mean to be mean to the rest of the DMs in DM Roundtable, but clearly there's an inner circle, and most of like my important stuff just goes to the inner circle and not the larger chat. But in the inner circle chat, we were having a chat about stepping dice and stuff, and I believe this also uses stepping dice as you get better as a bender. I mean, that
And
always happens with your martial arts die, but I think also for your abilities here, they use stepping dice. But I don't know. We're going to find out. I want to make
I
this
like that
fatter.
it still references key. Makes me happy.
Yes! Ooh, that's also a good one. Yell Bloodborne enough times to make him show up. Yeah, I like that. I also
We are
think there's
summoning him.
excellent gaming in the chat, but they're whispering me at the same time. You can come talk in the chat. We're not going to say no. We like talking to people.
Yeah. Oh, also, it should be noted that no, I'll wait for Shin to be here. Never mind.
Ooh.
Carry on.
Ooh, okay. Would
No, it's
you
not.
like
You
to?
were there for it.
Oh, true. Would you like to take the beginning of this monastic tradition?
Oh, sure. Way of the Element Bender. Monks that follow this tradition, unlike other element wielding traditions, focus in developing a more profound connection with a single element: fire, air, water, or earth. Yeah, so I suppose this is to. Because there is the PHB elemental monk, but that you can work all of them.
Mm.
So this is setting it apart. A monk normally chooses the element most aligned with their personality. For example, an airbender tends to be lighthearted and carefree, while a firebender could be passionate and hot-headed. An earthbender may act stoic and rough, or a waterbender be calm and easygoing. The different techniques needed to manipulate a certain element using your key or bending it
Oh,
what?
it was late.
Result results in individual combat styles for each element. Okay, am I the only person that thinks it would be hysterical and totally in keeping with monastic traditions to make people that are too much one kind of personality type train in the opposite?
Oh, yes. 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 100%.
Like somebody that's like a real hothead and is always having like picking fights and everything, they make you water bend. You're like, what am I gonna do with this? Like,
It's like Korra.
I watched Korra and I have zero memories of it.
Okay, she didn't watch it, but one of our old coworkers, we were in Barnes and Noble, and we were in like the Avatar like the Barnes and Noble by our office had like an Avatar section at the time, and one of our coworkers was like, "Wow, look at this! They just ripped off Avatar: The Last Airbender," and we look at her and we're like, "What? There's this girl here, but she's not Aang," and we're like, "No, she's Aang's reincarnation." And she did like a 25 take between us and the shelf, and she was like, "Wait, I missed a whole series?" And all of us are like, I guess you did. I guess.
That's funny. Yeah, but I remember, so I watched them in quick succession because I did not. I was somebody from our generation that did not grow up completely soaked in Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I think actually it was when I was pregnant, because I remember like watching it to like avoid thinking about how crappy I felt. And
Fair.
so we watched Avatar first, and like my husband had watched it as a kid, but wasn't like super duper into it. But he was like, "Yeah, it's a good show. You should watch it." So we watched it, and I liked the original Avatar series. I was like, "Oh, this is good." And then we got done, and we were like, "Oh, we should do Korra next." And we watched it, and I was like, "Eh."
Yeah.
I remember thinking she was really whiny, and if a main character is like really whiny, I can't do it.
Fair. You need more
Oh.
Tophs in your life.
Oh my! I so desperately wanted there to be a spin-off of Toph's life. So badly.
I want like Toph, the police chief years. That's what Daddy wants.
Yep. I love how it was like, and then she was a terrible mother, and I was like, hey, yeah, no, that tracks.
Listen, she's still watching her kids. She just doesn't interact with them at all.
I honestly can identify with that to a large extent. I did not know how to interact with the tiny barbarian until like this past year.
Aww.
There was a lot of just silent watching, being like, "You're awesome, but I have no idea what to do with you." But okay, anyway. Where am I on this? The different techniques needed to manipulate. Oh, I already read that. It was bad. Firebending is offensive. No, offensive. There we go. Different word. Attacking head-on with exploding blazes of fire. Airbending is evasive, dodging and finding the best position to then attack with powerful blasts of wind. Waterbending is flexible, flowing from defense to offense and attacking with the most appropriate form of water each time. Earthbending is defensive, waiting for the perfect moment to overwhelm your target with big chunks or sharp spikes of rock. That description is not particularly defensive, but okay. A monk of this tradition must learn that its element is not a mere weapon, but an extension of their body, and can be a source of wisdom both in combat and out of it. In other words, be Uncle Iroh.
Yeah!
Cool. We have the element bender features. You know, it's a normal table. Monk levels. That's like kind of a big gap between 6th and 11th, though.
Yeah, I was trying to... I feel like something's missing there, but then I'm like, no, I think it's usually if you get 4 special abilities.
Yeah, but they're more evenly spread.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 3rd, 7th, like 11th or 12th. And then like 17th. And maybe a capstone. You gotta do bending arts.
I wonder... I feel like... Question mark? The martial arts die must still step up in between, though? I think it has to. Because there's such a big gap.
I would hope so. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just basic monk leveling, right? This is the subclass.
Alright. Bending arts. When you choose this tradition at 3rd level, you spiritually connect to one of the 4 elements and learn to manipulate its form or bend it, using the energy within you, becoming a part of your martial arts style. You gain a new attack option that you use with the attack action, a bending strike. This special attack is a melee weapon attack, even though your element is not a weapon, with a range of 10 feet. You're proficient with it, and you add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls. Its damage die is a d4. This die changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in the martial arts column. Okay. When you take the attack action on your turn and use a bending strike as part of it, you can make 1 bending strike as a bonus action. You can also spend 1 key point to make a bending strike twice as a bonus action. Oh, so instead of your flurry of blows, you can okay. Choose between fire, air, water, or earth. This choice determines the abilities you learn in this and each feature of the tradition as you level up. Okay, fire bending. I'm so surprised. Your bending strike deals fire damage. When you're directly under the sun, you can harness its energy to add half your wisdom modifier rounded up to the damage of your bending strikes. Okay, so there's a
that's
little
cool.
flavor in there. Okay.
I like it.
Airbending. Your bending strike deals bludgeoning damage. If this attack hits a creature no more than 1 size larger than you, you can deal the damage and try to push it 5 feet in a direction you choose unless it succeeds in a strength saving throw. Instead, you can forego the damage of the attack to knock prone the target unless it succeeds. Okay, so you have options. Okay.
I like that.
Waterbending. Your bending strike deals your choice of bludgeoning, slashing, piercing, or cold damage. While you're directly under the moon, you can harness its energy to add half your wisdom modifier rounded up to the damage of your bench. This, I want like twins in a party where one's a firebender
Fire
and
and
one's
water.
a waterbender, and like they only fight during their time of day.
And they're called Artemis and Apollo.
Yes, yes, yes. I love this. Earthbending. Your bending strike deals bludgeoning or piercing damage. You can also make ranged bending strikes with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. Okay. At 6th level, the damage of your bending strikes counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. Okay, so I love all the flavor. I'm just weirded out that only earthbending can like be thrown. And there's no like the spell that we use, Earthen Disc, all the time that my players love. I put a stipulation in it that like you have to be, there must be some conduit between you and the earth to be able to make a disc to throw. I feel like this kind of needs that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I like it.
Yeah. I do like this. I might send this to Beats and be like, hey, 3rd time's the charm. You want to switch again?
Do you want to change again?
But also, like, maybe not, because Beats is a waterbender, and I don't really want to deal with, on a planet with 6 moons, the moon damage thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there is always a moon up.
That's very true. Okay. I feel you there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe you could give him some of the, because we're going to get into, do you want to take Shape of the Elements? But later on we'll get into like secondary bending style and blah, 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 blah. Well, not secondary bending, but I guess technically that's what they are. Like water and blood bending and fire and lightning bending, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Shape the elements. Also at 3rd level, as part of your bending, you can mold your element in more subtle manners. As an action, you can manipulate your chosen element if it is within 15 feet of you in one of the following ways. Cause up to a 5-foot cube of your element to shape itself into a crude form you designate, or move to a place within range. This movement does not involve enough force to cause damage. Okay, so you're either moving a fire instantaneously, or you're moving a rock at like a centimeter a minute.
Yeah. But I do like that this movement doesn't involve enough force to cause damage. Thank you. Because I know all players are like, I'm going to hurt him with it. No, stop. You have other ways to hurt people.
Okay, but also, an action is 6 seconds. If you're moving a 5-foot cube of earth somewhere in 6 seconds, It's probably going to cause some damage if it encounters somebody along the way.
Fair.
Transform the physical properties of up to a 5-foot cube of your element, such as lightning, or snuffing out a small fire, freezing water, or creating mist, or turning sand into sandstone. Oh. What are you turning lightning into?
Oh no, lighting.
Oh, yeah, but I think it means... Oh no, lighting or snuffing out. Okay, that makes more sense.
We'll get to lightning later, though. I know that's in this document.
It's like, what are you gonna do to the lightning, buddy? Turn it into fire? Okay, one form of plasma into a slightly different form of plasma. Or, I mean, create. My bad, it was late. Create a harmless, instantaneous sensory effect related to your element, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, a spray of light mist, or a gentle rumbling of stone. Okay, so it gives you what? Druidcraft?
Yeah. And like worse prestidigitation. However, you can totally be Milo and now add airbending to your farts. It's right here in your rules. We all know you want to do it, okay? Okay.
Some of us are not mentally 5 years old.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I miss Shin. Oh, it's all good. Tell us about the wisdom of the elements.
All right. When you reach 6th level, you ascertain the less apparent attributes of your element and develop techniques that imitate them. For fire, you become an energy conduit. You have resistance to cold damage, and you don't suffer the negative effects of extreme temperatures. Oh, so it's both, not just cold. Okay, that's cool. Also, when you suffer fire or lightning damage, you can use your reaction to spend a use of this feature and gain resistance to the triggering damage type until the beginning of your next turn. As part of this reaction, you can spend another key point to make a bending strike against creatures you can see within range, dealing fire or lightning damage, the same type. So you have like an absorb elements kind of, but only for your element. Well, your elements in air quotes, if you want to count the lightning, is still fire. Circle walking, air. Okay, you have me at circle walking. I love me some circle walking. You ignore difficult terrain when you dash. So if you're using Step of the Wind. Also, when a creature misses you with a melee attack roll, you can use your reaction to spend a use of this feature and move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. If you don't leave the attack range of the creature, you have advantage on the first attack you make against it on your own. So like if you want to be the person who only counters people, circle walking and airbending is for you. Flowing paths, water. You gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Oh, that's not what I was expecting them to get, but that makes sense. You can spend a use of this feature and focus for 10 minutes in redirecting the key pathways in the body of a creature to aid its natural healing. The creature can then spend any number of their hit dice and regain hit points equal to the total rolled plus half your monk level. Oh, that could be pretty powerful later on. That could be really powerful. I mean, you're using your hit dice, so basically you don't have to stop for a short rest.
Gives you Song of Rest, basically.
Yeah. And finally, Seismic Sense. Earth. You have advantage on saving throws against falling prone. Oh. You can spend a use of this feature as a bonus action to gain Tremor Sense in a range of 60 feet for 1 minute. Using this way of feeling, you can interpret the vibrations of a body as long as it is touching the ground, granting you advantage on Wisdom Insight checks on any creature within your Tremor Sense. You have a number of uses of this feature equal to your Wisdom modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. While you have no uses left, you can spend 1 key point to use this feature again.
Cool.
Oh, good. I did do this right. So you can have the element of flavor.
Nice. There are many ways in which bending could be implemented, but sometimes just describing something in an evocative way can make a generic ability a much more interesting and personal feature. For example, if an attack misses you, someone with a shield could say they block the attack with it, whereas an earthbender could create a momentary wall of stone as a barrier. When you use Step of the Wind, an airbender could create an air scooter to move faster, or a firebender could propel itself with fire jets to jump higher. When you use Patient Defense, an earthbender could engulf itself in stone armor, or when you use Stunning Strike, a waterbender could freeze its target instead. Talk to your DM to determine the extent of some features, like the tremor sense of the earthbender or the shape of the elements feature. You can find inspiration in spells like Shape Water, Control Flames, Mold Earth, or Gust, and as always reach an agreement in what your character can and cannot do.
Please talk to your DMs. Please.
Yeah, there's a
Please, we're
difference
begging
between
you.
flavor and mechanics.
We're begging you.
Yeah. Flavor is saying that something looks cool for a reason. It does not actually change what the thing does.
Nope, 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 nope. But man, if you want to describe everything your character does in a cool way without telling me at the end, like, oh, you have a gun that does like 1d100 damage, that's fine. I don't.
Yeah, that's good role
Please.
playing.
Yeah, please,
Please
please
do
tell
that.
us exactly what you're doing. Just don't
Yep.
add the weird stuff at the end. We don't need any of that. Okay? Okay. Okay. Ooh, since most of these are now combat based, I feel we need a more battle oriented song. So Shiva's battle theme it is. Um, At 11th level, you can instill ki in your chosen element to create more powerful bending moves. As an action, you can spend 1 ki point to make one of the following techniques. I think they mean utilize rather than make, but okay. Bending Stream. Each creature in a line 30 feet long and 5 feet wide emanating from you in a direction you choose must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes damage of the same type as your bending strikes equal to 3 rolls of your martial arts die, or half as much damage on a success. Or Bending Wave. Each creature other than you in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on you must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes damage of the same type as your bending strikes equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die, or half as much damage on a success. So isn't the... Oh, sorry, no. I was going to say, I thought it was a cone, but it is not. It is a stream. It is a literal line. But there's still more, well, 10 feet. That's about the same. Never mind. I figured the closer one would do more damage, but I guess if you're trying to be lightning bolt, the line is better. But they each get an extra effect based on what kind of bender you are. So fire Searing Flames. A creature that fails the saving throw takes extra fire damage equal to your wisdom mod. Raging Gales. A creature that fails the saving throw is pushed 10 feet away from you. If you wanna, like, if your character's surrounded and you wanna make them make the orb around themselves to push everyone else away, like, mwah, fantastic. Please do it. I'll do my best to cover you in enemies. For Warbenders, Forceful Torrents. A creature that fails the saving throw is knocked prone. And for Earth, Exploding Tremors. Ground in the area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. You can increase the damage of these techniques by spending extra ki points. Each point you spend increases the damage of the attack by 1 roll of your martial arts die. The maximum number of ki points, 1 plus any additional points that you can spend, equals your proficiency bonus. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. I feel like the earthbending one. Ooh, fire Kieran. Yes. Yo, you should make, because you're Kieran are already like Asian coded anyway. You definitely should make one of your Kieran iterations a monk and a bender. That would be sick. I feel like the Earth one is going to be used the least, though. Just like in general, all things considered. but that's fine. Because now we're on to master techniques. I'm going to give you all the master techniques.
Okay. When you reach 17th level, you reach the peak of your bending abilities, becoming a master of the element. Choose a master technique from your element to specialize on. For fire, we get 2 options. Sunbending. You understand the true nature of fire, not just as a destructive force, but as the source of all life and energy. You can spend 3 key points to cast Remove Curse, and 5 to cast Greater Restoration without providing any material components. That's pretty sweet. Also, when you deal fire damage, you ignore creatures' resistance to it, and creatures immune to fire damage become resistant for you instead.
Ooh.
Nice. Or lightning bending. You learn to remain cool-headed even in the raging flames of combat. You can use Stillness of Mind as a bonus action. I don't know what Stillness of Mind is.
Stillness of Mind is if you are charmed or frightened, you can say, no, I'm not.
No. Okay, cool. In complete absence of emotion, you are able to separate the positive and negative energies of fire. When they collide again, lightning is generated. When you make a bending stream attack, you can create a lightning bolt, dealing lightning damage instead of fire damage, and for every creature that fails the saving throw, you can spend 1 key point to stun it until the end of your next turn. That's also pretty sweet.
If you're not making noises, okay, like I at my table, I not only am I happy, like I require the noises, okay? Make as many as possible.
You are a very auditory person.
Yeah.
Alright, for airbenders, become wind. By leaving all earthly attachments, you have found true freedom. You gain a flying speed equal to your movement speed, and while flying, you gain the same benefits as if under the freedom of movement spell. You can also detach your spirit from your body through meditation. You can spend 5 key points to cast Project Image without providing any material components. When you cast it this way, your image looks translucent and spirit-like. Well, if you're separating your spirit from your body, why wouldn't it give you astral projection?
Yeah, I don't actually know what project image. I'm gonna look up. I have no idea what project. I was like, I know astral project is a spell.
Yeah.
But I don't know what project. What? Okay. You create a copy of yourself. It's intangible. If it takes any damage, it disappears. It's twice as fast as you, and you can see and hear through it.
Honestly, if you're at 17th level, I'm giving you astral projection.
Yeah, I feel like astral projection is just a better option. Besides this, like, the speed bonus is cool, I guess, but like...
Do you even really need it at that point as an airbender?
No, I'm just thinking when they're like, oh, you can fly now. I'm like, you're already so fast. Like, my monk's only my Elefunk. My Loxodon monk, I think he's a level 11 now, and I have like 75 feet of movement speed. Like, I'm so fast.
Yeah, Beats has like, I don't know, 50 or 60, like, and that's like level 7. Like,
I'm so fast.
Yeah, there's no, which is hysterical for an elephant.
There was this one time, Bako put this enemy on the other side. He's like, oh, you guys are gonna have to chase him. And he found chase rules. The Retired Adventurer put up some really interesting chase rules that I think we should go over in an article at some point. But like Bako had he printed out this document about chase rules and what have you, and he was like, all right, you guys are gonna have to catch him. And I was like, okay. I made it across the map and still had speed to spare. And he was like, oh. And I just heard him shove the paper off his desk. Sorry, man. I'm fast!
I can do 2 things. I can run fast and hit things.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man.
And your other option is Steal Breath. You reject the traditional philosophy of airbending, learning a technique that steals your opponent's breath. You can spend 2 key points as an action to concentrate, as if you were concentrating on a spell, and extract the air of a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The creature runs out of breath and begins suffocating. See the rules for suffocating in Chapter 8 of the Player's Handbook.
Oh, that's cute.
While suffocating, at the beginning of each of its turns, the creature must succeed on a con saving throw or be stunned until the beginning of its next turn. Why is that stunned and not incapacitated?
Yeah, it should. I would definitely say incapacitated.
I mean, I'm guessing that falls under the rules for suffocating, but you must use your bonus action and spend 1 key point in subsequent turns to maintain this effect, and it ends early. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. It ends early if you lose your concentration or if the creature moves further than 30 feet from you.
I'm so fast. They're not moving 30 feet from me. I'm just in my head. It's my Elefunk, and like the people are trying to run away, and I'm just like towering over them, but walking real slowly behind them, comparatively speaking. Yeah. Just like, no. Mm-mm.
You're like one of those nightmares where like you're moving slowly and the other guy is like running, but you're still always just behind him.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh dear. All right. Oh, that's only half of them.
Yep.
Great.
You got
Mastery
2
of
more.
Water. Oh God. No, you take the other 2. I've been talking.
Are you
for,
sure?
Like, a page. Yes.
Okay. We've got Mastery of Water, Spirit Bending. Using advanced healing techniques, you can soothe and restore the energy paths that flow through a creature, connecting its body and spirit. You can spend 3 key points to cast Calm Emotions, and when you cast it this way, you can only choose 1 target within 30 feet of you, affecting any type of creature, not only humanoids. You must use your bonus action in subsequent turns to maintain this effect, and it ends early if the creature moves further than 30 feet from you. If you concentrate for the full duration of the spell, the effect lasts for 1 hour. If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you are on, it is banished as if under the effects of the banishment spell. Finally, you can spend 4 key points to cast Revivify without providing any material components, but you cannot cast it again this way until you finish a long rest. Honestly, this one seems like the best option so far.
Jesus.
You get banishment? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a Tales from the Table. In DM Bacon's campaign, we're in the universe of Magic the Gathering, and there's like this unknowable evil kraken named Marit Lodge, and we weren't supposed to win. Now, Bacon basically built a video game for our campaign. So this was like a huge 3D model with tentacles that were like waving all over the place. And it was so big you could fit like 6 of our airship inside of it. And one of our players had a magic lamp. So he called out the Ifrit inside of it. And I was like, is this a regular Ifrit stat block? And Bacon was like, I guess. And I went and looked and I was like, yo. It has banish. It can banish things. And even though the DC was so high, the player who summoned it rolled and banished Marit Lodge back home. And Bacon was like, I don't know what to do now. That wasn't supposed to happen. And I was like, hey man, I just looked at the stat block. I didn't know it could do that either. And that's how I accidentally derailed Bacon's campaign. My bad. Now you have blood bending.
Something, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't even intend to. It just happened. Blood bending. You learn the ability of controlling the water inside a creature. You can use an action to concentrate, as if you were concentrating on a spell. Oh, this is why Mesmeralda came up. There's a boss in the third Skylanders game that's a spider lady, and for some reason her boss fight takes place as if you're like in the middle of a musical, and she actually does like a whole musical number where she controls marionettes with her spider silk. And she's like, once I beat you, I'm just gonna pilot. It's a kid's game, and she says it in other words, but basically what she says is, I'm gonna pilot your corpses like my little puppets for shows. I'm gonna put them on with your dead bodies. And we're like, huh? Excuse me? But that's why she came up. I was like, I don't know why she came up in conversation. Nope, because of bloodbending. Same kind of idea. You can use an action to concentrate if you're concentrating on a spell and try to seize control of a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You spend a number of key points, 2 if the creature is medium or smaller, 4 if it's large, or 6 if it's huge or bigger. So you can even try to grab a Tarrasque with this. The creature must then make a strength saving. Okay, you're probably not going to grab the Tarrasque, but you can try. Strength saving throw or be paralyzed.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, you can certainly try. A creature that has no water on. Okay, obviously he meant in, but the way it's written, technically this means like even if it's an automaton, you can splash water on it first and then try to control it. If it's got no water, it automatically
control you.
But yeah, you know what? You know what? I mean, like since the way this is, I'm not gonna let my players do this because I know this is the first thing if I had a waterbender that my players would think of. They'd be like, oh well, I can move water to 15 feet. I'm gonna splash water on him, and now I'm gonna try to control him. And I'm gonna be like, no, that's a typo. Thank you very much. It's gotta be inside. Oh. Okay, the second thing my players are going to say is, I'm going to shove water down its throat. Harder, but no. You got to get them arms and leggies, okay? Okay. At the end of each of its turns, target can make another strength saving throw, despite being paralyzed. I was going to say, because you automatically fail normally when you're paralyzed. But while paralyzed in this way, you can use your action to move a creature up to 15 feet, provided it does not leave your range. You must use your bonus action in subsequent turns to maintain this effect up to 1 minute, and it ends early if you lose your concentration or if the creature moves further than 30 feet from you. You're going to fit in just fine with my group, Fist. That is exactly the type of thing they would be like. So one of the reasons why at the beginning I'm happy they said you can't hurt them with this water is because at the very beginning of my campaign, they went and got holy water, and they were fighting a I think he's not a white. I think he is actually a ghost. In Lost Mines at Phandelver, like there's a mini boss that's a ghost, and my players were like, well, we basically have a water genasi, essentially a waterbender, and Valley Vajira was like, I'm just gonna keep whipping him with the holy water. And I was like, I don't like, we had this huge argument where she was like, I'm just gonna keep whipping him, and I was like, I don't think rules wise that's not how it works, but also like world wise you have to think of it this way. Like, this is one of the first times I put my foot down where, like, if you are whipping someone with holy water, and it's just a basic ability that almost anyone can do with a cantrip, then, like, there would be no ghosts ever if you could just keep doing it over and over again. Like, you would ruin so much about the lore of the world if it didn't, like, pull the holy power out of it after it burned. And I was like, I have a weird, like, analogy for this in pop culture. In the Castlevania TV show, they bless a reservoir and they break one of the walls so it splashes on like this whole contingent of vampires, and all of them start just melting. But after it's gone through them the first time, the vampires are just walking in the water because like all the blessing is gone now. And I was like, if it was just there all the time, like no vampires would ever come back because the blessing would stay forever. I'm not saying you can't bless it again, but you like world-wise, you're gonna destroy something if you let this person just make a saw out of holy water and use it infinitely.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't say. This just says you can move them. You don't. I was thinking you get them to attack each other or something, but this is basically I'm gonna make you like walk to your doom, a la the first Power Rangers movie. Like you just mind control people to make them walk until they fall off a cliff, or in a hole or something like that.
There's a Doctor Who like that too.
Mm.
That was actually also bloodbending.
Oh.
That one Christmas episode.
Yes. 100%. I'm gonna if someone's okay if you're level 17 and you're controlling someone's movements, I'm gonna let you make that body make swings and stuff at people, and even if they're like if you make them drop all their weapons, there is a character in Bloody Roar. Where Bloody Roar's a fighting game where all the characters are zoanthropes, which are like lycanthropes, but they can be for any animal. And one of them is a chameleon. And he's a genius scientist, but he's also the comic relief of the game. So one of his running attacks is that he just jumps up and like goes completely horizontal and spins like his entire body as a shuriken. And that's all I'm thinking. Like, even if you don't have a weapon in your hand, I'm going to turn you into a shuriken and throw you at someone. I love the Zima. So good. So good. But finally, we have Mastery of Earth. Metal bending. You're capable of bending the small particles of Earth that remain even in the most refined metals. Any feature in this tradition that refers to your element can be also applied to any metal, and you can choose to give yourself advantage or impose disadvantage in any skill check that uses your metal bending, such as when trying to disarm a creature holding a sword or pushing an armored creature. Additionally, you add half your wisdom modifier rounded up to the attack and damage rolls of your bending strikes against creatures wearing metal armor, and you deal double damage to creatures, objects, and structures made of earth or metal. Okay, now earthbending is sounding pretty cool, but it's going to get even cooler. Well, actually, it's going to get a lot hotter because the other option is lava bending. You learn to instill energy in the rocks you bend, heating them to a point where they melt. When you make a Kai-empowered bending attack, you can choose to melt the ground, dealing 2d10 extra fire damage with the attack and flooding the ground with lava for 1 minute or until you use an action to end the effect. During that time, ground in the area is considered difficult terrain, and a creature that enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there must make a dex saving throw or suffer 8d10 fire damage on a failure or half as much on a success. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a short or long rest, unless you use 4 key points to use it again. 8d10 fire damage, a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. You can make a pretty big, like a pretty generous radius area is now all lava.
You know what I love most about that? That you can make the ground lava, deal fire damage, and then on your next effect, on your next action, end it, which means everybody's feet are now stuck in rock.
I love this. I was going to say, 8d10 is not the... Well, you could deal that damage. I'll say it's much higher if you're submerged in lava. My players recently, I had some drow using a arcane seal stealer, and my players did not try to disarm the device. They blew it up, and I didn't have any mechanics for them trying to disarm the device. We were just gonna figure something out, but instead they were like, "I'm gonna shoot it," and I was like, "Okay." And it was trying to take out a seal of Mygara, who's the Dawn Titan. Like, she is fire. She's just made of fire. So when they blew up the device, I had it explode. and deal as damage as if you were engulfed in lava. And somehow, only one character on the map that wasn't immune to fire, because there was a whole bunch of elementals, that was an ally of theirs, was caught completely in the blast. And I was 5 health away from killing him instantly. I was like, damn it. I would have loved to have absolutely obliterated. He was made to be a PC, but no one was currently playing him. I feel like there would have been more if it was one of the people were actually playing. But still, I almost got to instantly kill character, and it made me kind of happy. I'm not gonna lie. It did kill the drow, and there's an invisible stalker that none of the players could find because he's invisible, and they didn't take the time to go look for him. That would be silly to try and find the guy who's invisible. So instead they just let him run around the battlefield. But I was like, well, there's now a stain on the ceiling as if he was caught in like Hiroshima or Nagasaki of his outline. So you know he's dead now. And that's his shadow. All that's left. Welcome back, Awas. I feel that way a lot when my family is just talking to one another, and I don't want to hear them at all. Which is almost every day, really. One of the first homebrew things that I did, this is related to bending, is I have a dwarven construction and excavation company in my world called the Movers and Shakers, and they're basically all earthbenders. So I had to go around and find like all the different earthbending homebrews, and then I took a whole bunch of elements from all of them and fixed a few things up. And one of the very first like homebrew things I ever made is Terramancer Sorceress Origin, which was basically just earthbending sorcerers. And every time I open my notebook, it's like one of the first pages. Because I didn't actually write it in the notebook. I like grabbed a piece of scrap paper and like scribbled it out. And I feel like at some point I should share that.
Absolutely.
And I also, like, it's one of those things where I made it for these people when I first started DMing, because I thought that all the NPCs had to be built like characters. So I made like 40 earthbenders. Like full-on characters, and rolled their levels and did their stats and everything. And as a more experienced DM, oh my god, what a waste of time.
Why?
Because, like, no players... okay, 99% of the players will never see them. I didn't need to make their spell lists or figure out exactly how much health they had, or, like, what would have been on their spell list. I had to figure that out first to put in their actual spells. Thankfully, I didn't do each one individually. It was, like, whatever family group they were in, all of them had the same spells. If I had rolled all of that, or like statistically as well, I might have gone insane at the beginning. Like, that's too much, too silly. Don't do that. Just, if you're gonna build characters like NPCs and what have you that go out into the world that no player's ever gonna need, like, obviously roll their basic stats or what have you, or just write down their basic stats, whatever you want them to be. But like, you don't have to build every character as if they were a player character. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
There's so many things I gotta release.
What do we have next on the docket?
Ooh. Next on the docket, we've got Thug, a frontline rogue. I thought that we went over
Yeah, we did.
something very similar, and then I realized it wasn't a rogue.
Oh, that was the Brawler Monk, wasn't it?
Yes. That is exactly what it was. I was like, I feel like we did this, and then I'm like, oh no, this is a rogue. We'll see how the rogue goes over. If you would like to follow along and you are on YouTube, you can drop the. I love that Home Brewery says no author if you're not logged in when you make something. So it's just Thug, no author. So it's just a Thug. If you're on YouTube, you can drop the
description. You don't need to know
description
who
and
wrote
follow
this.
along. You don't. No. You're the henchman now. If you're on YouTube, you can drop the description, follow along. I did realize I left out the link for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but I did put it in right before we started. If you're on Twitch, I just posted the link, and you can follow along with us.
I think I'm gonna have the same problem with this that I had with the Brawler Monk.
Ooh.
Also, seriously, you couldn't figure out how to get this to lay out so that this was one page. There's one box on the second page. Also, I don't know what cover art they're talking about, given there's one page and no art.
Yeah, you're right. I think they must mean this one on the Reddit page. But yeah, they just left the page out. And the Homebrewery version is supposed to be the most recently updated. But whatever. There was
Thug, they don't care.
They don't care. It's true. There was a bunch of people arguing like, like if we look at these stat changes, statistically, most of your tables are not min-maxing, and Retired Adventurer has a blog entry on this, like how possible ways. Well, eventually we'll go over it in articles, but he has this thing about how you can deal with players who are min-maxing, and they're like, oh, well, the problem is if you have one player in the party who min-maxes, then they're going to seem like the other players might feel like they're just playing the game poorly because this guy does everything well. And I was like, you must have some incredible... Like, not only is this person min-maxing, but they know what they're doing. Like, I've never been at a table where you could tell that someone was min-maxing. Like, at the very beginning, DM Bacon was attempting to min-max. But, like, you couldn't tell because nobody else at the table did anything that made sense. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe you just have an amazing group of role players, dude. But, like, if I have one person at the table that min-maxed, I'm like, well, you came to the wrong table, bro, because it doesn't matter how good you are. Everyone else is going to mess it up for you. That's it.
You're reading Thug?
Sure, I'll take the... Well, no, I just went. You go.
Okay, I'll do the first column, you do the second.
Okay.
Being a rogue is almost synonymous with being agile, with hiding in the shadows and waiting for the opportune moment to strike, and with handling any situation with finesse and guile. Thugs break from this mold, then why is it a rogue?
Yeah.
Relying instead on brute force and intimidation as the means to an end. Yes, that's called a barbarian. Bodyguards to crime lords, gladiators in fighting pits, streetwise miscreants. Thugs prefer to face the enemy head-on, to be in the thick of a fight where both the risk and the thrill are highest. Have you ever considered playing a barbarian?
One of the people on the Reddit post was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm the rogue and I'm the tank for my team because we don't really have a tank. And I was like, I don't know if you can consider yourself the tank because you're going to get flattened. Maybe you could consider yourself the aggro for the team because everyone wants to hit you.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, unless you've got... It's like, you, a warlock, and 3 wizards. How are you the tank? I mean, maybe it is. Some people make crazy parties.
It's true.
Alright, let's see what ridiculousness they've done to a rogue. I can't wait to see how they handle sneak attack. If you're front center punching things, how do you even do sneak attack? Armed for the job. You've been around long enough to know how to fit yourself for a brawl. So, like 2 nights in a tavern?
Yeah.
At, at 3rd level, you gain proficiency with medium armor and shields. I'm sorry, I don't equate a brawl with medium armor and shields.
I the only in I think it's Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. There's a sword that's not a sword. There's a shield that's smaller than a buckler. That's literally like a dinner plate on the end of like a knight's gauntlet, and you can parry with it, which is unusual. But like, I don't think anybody picks a rogue and they're like, I'm gonna have a shield. I don't.
No. I mean, AWAS makes an excellent point. It's called a table. Yes, if it was an ability boost for improvised weapon or something, I would have 0 complaints. If it said you can use a table as a shield in a brawl, I would go, yeah, that tracks. That's fine. That's not what this is saying. Additionally, you've taken some knocks on your way through life and have always come back stronger. Your health point max increases by 3 and increases by 1 again when you gain a level in this class.
Oh, that's what people were complaining about. On the Reddit post, people were like, oh, you give them an extra 20 HP. Okay. Actually, no. Wouldn't it be 23 HP?
No.
No.
Because
you're starting at 3. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But also, if by the time you get to level 20, those 20 HP are not really going to be like that important.
Someone's going to hit you for at least 20 just by punching you in the face.
Yeah. In the thick of the fight. In the chaos of a fight, even the best trained and most disciplined warriors will leave themselves exposed. And you know exactly where to hit them to remind them that they're not playing soldier in their training ground anymore. At 3rd level, you learn an additional way to use your sneak attack. Whenever there are 2 or more hostile creatures within 5 feet of you, you don't need advantage on an attack roll to use sneak attack against a creature within your reach. So you just get your sneak attack all the time?
Yeah, this
as long as there's more than one guy.
I think Swashbuckler is the same? Question mark? No, Swashbuckler is you need an ally within 5 feet of you.
That's normal sneak attack.
And if they're alone. So this is the opposite. Okay. All right.
Additionally, melee weapons you use when you have sneak attack in this way don't need to have the finesse property to apply the sneak attack damage. Other rules for sneak attack still apply. What other rules?
Oh, now I get why people are like, oh, I could give them a broadsword then. No,
Yeah.
They still can't. I don't think they can. Well, I mean, you could give them a feat to give them a broadsword, but. So you want them to use strength instead of dex? But they're a rogue. Not to say that there aren't strength rogues, but like, y'all are the weird ones.
Right, but then either you're missing out on one of the abilities of the subclass, or you completely have to build this thing around strength, in which case, for the love of God, just play a barbarian. Or a fighter, I mean, if you really want, but like brawler, my brain goes to rage.
Yeah.
You know? I just don't see why this... I don't see why this would be a rogue.
10 feet tall and you sneak. Yeah, you're like the orc that never rolls when instead of stealth, it always rolls persuasion. It's just, I wasn't here. You saw nothing. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make something like a mafioso, like, or something as a rogue. Like, that's fine. There's ways to do that.
Mm.
But just a straight up thug, like that's either a fighter so that you can get the heavy weaponry,
Mm.
like the martial weapons or the broadsword or whatever, or it's a barbarian and they're just going to break off table legs and beat people with them. Like,
You thought this was a shield? No.
it's a table.
Just flattening people with it.
This might have to be the next shirt. Lost strikes again. Brutal beating. It's not enough to make them hurt. They have to understand the consequences of picking a fight with who they shouldn't. Put some fear in their heart and some respect on your name. At
It's like
9th level when you deal
Okay, sure.
at 9th level when you deal sneak attack damage to a creature, you can make an intimidation check using wait. Intimidation doesn't have 2 skills.
Oh, they're saying you can use it. Okay, I hate whenever. I know it's not in the rules, like that intimidation isn't part of strength or what have you. Whenever someone's like, "Can I use this other ability?" and it's in a subclass thing, I'm like, if that player, like our barbarian in our game, I let him use strength for intimidation all the time because he's not like off-putting or what have you. Like he's perfectly average charisma, but like he's not intimidating you with strong words. He's intimidating you because he can fold you over with his hands. Like he can make you a sandwich out of your body. Okay? I hate when like a subclass is like, "Oh, now you can do this." No, just let the people at your table do that if it makes sense.
Yeah. Accurate. This is so dumb.
I'm also like, just I understand when people make a homebrew subclass or class or whatever. No, well, not a full class, but when they make a subclass, it's like, oh, here's this underutilized aspect of making a character in this class, and it's like, yeah, because they could just play another class.
Yeah.
What? I just got to the next part of that. Oh no. I get rogues don't get they don't get extra attacks. They have to rely on their sneak attack. I was like, why would you? I mean, I guess if you can beat this one guy, you're probably just gonna keep pounding him. I guess that makes sense. Because the next part of it is when you deal sneak attack. Well, if you win your intimidation check, you frighten someone. If you sneak attack someone that's frightened, the condition gets extended by 1 round to a maximum of 10 rounds. But the condition ends early if you become unconscious or if the frightened creature damages you. Oh. Basically, you're just there hitting that one guy over and over and over. But once the frightened condition ends for a creature affected by this feature, that creature cannot be frightened in this way again until the next dawn. I would hope they're knocked out by that time. It's been 10 rounds. I would hope they're at least knocked out.
Yeah. Seriously.
And then you have roll with the punches. The rhythm of a fight is as natural to you as the beat of your heart. Many shy away from this wildness, but this is where you thrive. Starting at 13th level, as part of the reaction used with the Uncanny Dodge feature, you can roll a number of d6s up to the number of your sneak attack dice. The damage you take is further reduced by the number you rolled to a minimum of 0. Okay, so you get extra dodge, well, extra damage reduction based on your dodge. Conversely, your sneak attack on the turn you take following this reaction is weaker. The number of sneak attack dice you roll is reduced by the number of dice you rolled with your reaction. For example, if your sneak attack is 7d6 and you rolled 3d6, as part of the reaction to reduce the damage you took, your next sneak attack on the following turn will be 4d6. I guess. But, like, why am I losing attack power to dodge? I thought my whole thing here was that I never dodge. I never dodge. I never back down. And finally, vicious thuggery. It's a thrill to make someone hit the mat, and you just can't wait to do it again. At 17th level, when you reduce a creature to 0 hit points with a sneak attack, you can use your reaction to move up to half your movement speed and attack one creature within range. This attack can be a sneak attack. So you can break the only one sneak attack per turn, as long as you knock that guy out. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish the long rest. Oh, so if you get... How do I... I'm going to articulate this thought properly. You can turn into Winter Soldier from Marvel Rivals when he does his ult. If you knock someone out with your sneak attack, you can then run over to someone else, knock them out with your sneak attack. Then run over to someone else, knock them out with your sneak attack, up to your proficiency bonus. So like 5 times, potentially? Level 20? Or is your PB 6? I'll figure it out. You show me. Thank you for character advancement. Plus 6. Okay. So potentially you could do this 6 times if you get real lucky. And you too. Okay. Since most of us play Rivals now, I'm gonna assume when you knock someone out, you're gonna yell again, like Winter Soldier. Again! Every time you go to knock someone else out. Yep. 36 ass poundings. I mean, they're down on the ground. Got my arms up in the air for you, Awaz. I mean, they're on the ground. I'm 100% with you, DM Makara, on this. Like, that last ability is just the barbarian ability that Dex has been running. Like, I gave him the one in the Savage where, like, you pop an action and now you can hit every single person that you can walk to. Like, just be a barbarian at this point. Just be a barbarian.
Yeah. Our official response to this is just be a barbarian.
And because this was the easy face down ass up, like Grimjack's character in every doorway. I legitimately had a moment the other day where I realized in their big combat right now that there are no doorways. So I have no idea where he's going to go to get knocked out. Because he's going to get knocked out. I can almost guarantee it. And he's not going to transform because Fist has been posting stuff in Tabletop Schmabletop in the Okami Kukuri Discord. And he said something about haste. And I was like, we have a character right now who can cast haste on themselves. And has been able to do so for at least 12 sessions. Yet has not done it one time. And he can do this every day for free. And he has not done it. And I was like, he could also transform because he's a devil may cry tiefling. He's blood of Sparta. That's their whole shtick, to devil trigger and turn into a devil. But he's done it 3 times in the course of our 5+ year campaign. Not only does it give him a new superpower, but it also gives him slight regeneration, which would probably help, considering he's the guy who's always face down, ass up in a doorway. Yes, please show me the thing. Show me the thing. Oh, that's true. He could potentially go run back into the cave, I guess. That's the closest thing this area has to a doorway. I'm gonna say I'm not adding the thug to the repository, but I like Way of the Element Bender. That one's gonna go in the repository.
Yeah.
Thank you, AWAS. I'm going to post all the links that AWAS is posting in the Twitch chat, in the YouTube chat. Oh, wait a minute. You know why it won't log me in? I'm on the wrong account somehow. How'd that happen? I just realized I typed in chat. My other account is in the chat. Is that why you're confused? What's happening here? How did that even happen? No wonder it can't. OBS can't find the stream. Because it's the other me. Oh, that's very weird. I've never seen that happen before. I will fix that eventually. How did that even? Huh? Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can still enter all the same codes, so. It's all good. Oh, it's giving us XP because it's my other account. Interesting. Is this how we cheat the stream XP?
Possibly.
That's so weird because I am 100% logged into my original account. How did OBS get logged into my other account? And yet it still started the stream. That's so weird. Anyway, hi, I'm also Scott in real life, in case you hadn't figured it out yet. That's so weird. I was like, why is the XP going up? Oh, because it's not me. But it is me. It's all me. Wow, Nightbot's extra slow responding to other me. Interesting. The other thing was, what I wanted to say is thanks to all your help, and I talked to the other DMs as part of the inner circle. I'm going to put 3 products up on Patreon. A 0.5 session, which is like if you've never played D&D, or obviously we can, all 3 of us can run it for Enclave. I got to ask Shin what systems he wants to say that he's running. I don't know if he wants to put Cardna and Mistrin, and I'm not going to spoil anything else that he's working on right now. Yeah, it's basically a training wheel session. There'll be like a little questionnaire that you can answer on there, and you'll give us back the deets. We just want to know, like, hey, which DM would you like to run it, or anyone that's available, what system you want to run it in. And like just a general gist of the, I don't want to say technological level, but like how fantasy are you looking to run, and whether you're okay with homebrew or not in the world. And you
That's
answered
too many
that.
options for people.
I know, so I'm like, I think I can take out the homebrew portion. It's just training wheels. I'm going to stick with my what kind of character are you looking to play? And I break that down into melee, caster, a little of both. Because I don't want to put character creation boot camp first, because I'd rather someone who's never played before try out the character that they think they might like. Because if they don't like them and they build a whole character, they're going to be like, meh, when you start a game. And we'll do the training wheels first if you've never played ever before. My training wheel session for D&D is always the same, and I feel like eventually I'll have to change it, but if it works, it works. I just have, you've been sent to relay with a group of guards at a fortress, and when you get there, the main gate guard is acting pretty weird. What do you do? And then hopefully I get to watch, or we all get to watch, each and every person during the training wheel session realize, oh my god, I can just say whatever I want to do, and it can happen in this world.
Yeah.
Obviously with some caveats, but like, I love getting to watch that happen.
Me too.
I'm also thinking maybe one of the questions would be location, just in case they want to do it in person. But that's something to think about later. But definitely we'll have D&D and, well, okay, 5e and Enclave. I don't know what else we want to put in there. I was thinking today, just because of the chat we were having, I was like, Bacon could write Marvel if he wants to. The old Marvel role-playing game. He knows how to run that. I'm not saying he has to make a video game for every single person that's playing it, but he knows how to run that system.
He hasn't even been on a stream since like the third one.
I know. Once we brought up PvP, and he just like shriveled up.
Like anathema. Like we said that, and it was like we cast banishment.
Yeah. I hope one day he comes back. I was actually thinking that if we start running, like, if people start buying the products and what have you, that he may come back and be like, oh, yeah, you can run games too. Like, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then second one, character creation bootcamp. That one's pretty self-explanatory. We'll help you make a character. That one will definitely have the do you want homebrew or not in there as a question. But we'll help you build a character, and we can do that in Enclave, or we can do that in 5e for sure. Possibly, depending on what DM Shin says. Maybe also like OSE, or if we bring in the other DMs, definitely like DCC and Dolmenwood. I think Dolmenwood is an OSR hack, but they're all almost the same. Let's be honest. They're all almost the same game. And last one is one-shots. So I'll be posting those. I'll work on the wording and what have you. The questionnaire portion should only appear after you've made the purchase, so all the information will be visible to you. Thanks to big shout-outs to Awaz and Fist and Dex for helping me like trial run to make sure what people could see and stuff. Like, without you guys' help and what you put into that chat before, like, I wouldn't have a good idea of what to put on there. So thank you all for that. I will be making those at some point. But also I wanted to say that if you're gifting subs on Twitch or memberships on YouTube and stuff, all of those count towards product purchases. I'm also thinking of adding a perk for the alpha level, which is like the joke level of membership. That should just count as one of your product purchases. Like, it's the same price basically. And thankfully no one has put in to make me buy something stupid. Honestly, when I made the alpha membership level, I assumed that realistically the only reason I made it was that the idea is you tell me a game, I will go find it. And I assumed most people were going to give me stupid requests, like go find a copy of Skull Monkeys, which costs like $300. Be like, if you spent the time to buy this membership level to make me go grab a copy of that game, all right, fine. I'll take the hit on this one. But thankfully, no one's given me too stupid a request. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, there will be stuff up on Patreon, and I can see, like, right now on Stream Chat on Twitch, it has who's gifted subs. Like, I could get all the information from wherever. So even if you've done it in the past, I can still see it. We zoomed through these. I honestly felt like Way of the Element Bender was going to be way longer than it actually was.
Yeah. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm going to put that on the repository right now, which all of you can get access to if you're member of the pack? Yes. Yes. I should know this. I'm getting better with it. Subclasses. We're here already. Monastic transition. Nope, not transitions. I didn't even read that recently. Nope. Way of the... Way of the Flesh. Gross. Wait. Oh, wow. Imagine if I could spell. Also, for those of you who are members of the pack and you have access to the repository, like, feel free to say, hey, I want you guys to talk about one of these. Because there's a bunch of stuff that, like, there's no link for. It's stuff I either have a physical book for or a PDF of. And we can totally talk about those on stream, too. We have so much stuff. So much stuff. One thing I don't know how to accurately, like, write things up for. I guess I could potentially at this point put it in the DM Roundtable chat, like the inner circle chat, is marked down if someone buys a product to, like, start that list of people if it's like a one shot or something, because you could run a one shot or what have you, but it's not gonna be as fun as if you have a table full of people. So to build the queue, I don't have an accurate way right now to track, like, who's in the queue.
Yeah.
But we will work on that when we come to it. Same thing with, like, the 0.5 sessions, the training wheels session. We don't have a way to build a queue. Those ones, obviously easier to do with a single person, but since you're playing a collaborative storytelling game, it's better to have more people to collaborate with. Kind of like how DM Lacara over here has, let me go to, is it gonna, I was hoping it would just open up to where you were on here.
Oh, it's, yeah, started playing .games /GM /GM Lacara, I think.
Bloop! All of you out there. Oh, you know what I gotta do? That's a good point.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna make a chat command for this so that you guys can get right to GM Lacara's page on Start Playing Games, and you can come over here and set up to play games, because there's games right here, right on this list. And, like, these obviously have a better system than we do currently, where, like, you have seats filled and then whatever needed to start.
Yeah.
That's we will eventually have some system like that. I'm thinking I'll make a pin in the inner circle chat for our knowledge, but I will make a channel in Okamiyakure that everyone can see that says, like, who's in the queue. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah. I will be adding stuff to it. So far, I've only had time to set up the Enclave and one campaign thing, but I'm going to be running some Obojima one-shots that I just haven't gotten around to finishing writing the descriptions of yet. So those will be getting posted.
Okay, I have to know. For this version of the Missing Crystal Fall, are we gonna not interact, but are we gonna affect each other's game worlds?
Oh, no.
Damn.
Well, I shouldn't say that. If it makes sense, yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, you know what I would love? If I got a table full of people that decided to be the flying fish.
Oh, yes.
I have an adventuring party that Scott's group has crossed paths with in our world, that are a group of incredibly goofy, haphazard adventurers that all ride on the back of an elephant, and they've only come across them once, but it would be amazing if a party of people decided to be them.
Oh, I love this. I love this. I like my goal when I first started DMing was to be able to run something like the Dragon's Horde D&D Next test, where there's like five different adventuring parties all in the same dungeon, and like they can interact and they can trade players or items or fight one another or what have you. Like I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But very, very difficult, and scheduling wise, like ugh.
Yeah.
Like I I'm not being mean or excluding everyone else from the DM Roundtable, but like I know for sure inner circle, the three of us, like if someone wanted you to run a game, like we would figure out how to make it work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not that I don't trust other people, it's I don't know scheduling wise if they can do it. So without like
Yeah.
having a real conversation with them, I'm not going to include them in it.
Yeah. No, you haven't even approached them. I mean,
Yeah.
And of course, location can
Yeah.
only be virtual for me.
Someone posted in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in today. They were like, "Hey, this is I started my online campaign. We're doing Wild Beyond the Witchlight." And they had like the carnival set up on the table, like, one of the most gorgeous looking physical setups I've ever seen. But they said, "I'm getting this ready for my digital campaign," and I was like, "What?" I get it, but
Why?
like, seems like a lot of work for stuff that like only really you're going to appreciate.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh,
Like
our
you'll be
first
able to
session's
see
in
this.
person," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes me feel a little better." Like,
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. I got you. That makes me feel a little better. Yeah, I'm going to use. We've been talking inner circle wise, and also DM Speedy as well. I've been talking about each of us running something on stream because now clubs and technically DM Shin's run stuff twice on stream, but like all of us still have to run something. So I'm going to use you guys as my guinea pigs for playtesting my trial area, which will be physical. So I'm going to see if I can get the cameras to work well with us on stream. And if that works, I might do that for some sessions for other people as well. I'm not going to go too crazy, but if the camera setups work and nothing really goes wrong, I might try to do some more of those.
Yeah.
Or even like half in person, half online. But I'll run it a little better than I do now. I realize that means nothing to any of you because you haven't experienced it, but like I'm using the jukebox right now is in chat, and I have control over it for the stream. Everybody else in the chat has control over their volume level for the jukebox. But in my campaign, it started out this way, but one of our players was only, we didn't realize it at the time, but she hasn't had a working computer in ages. So she's been playing with us on her phone this whole time. And like the interface for changing the volume of other people in a Discord chat is so like small, and you got to hit like the perfect pixel to move their volume levels. So she's like, can I just, I don't need any of the music. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes me sad, but I understand. So I don't actually use the jukebox for my campaign in Discord. I just play the music from the laptop through a speaker system in the room.
Yeah.
And I don't think that player can hear anything anyway. I'm like, oh, you're missing out on part of the experience. I want to give you the full thing, but I know it's going to be a hassle.
Yeah. That is sad.
I'm sorry, Awaz. I will say, though, that since we're technically a week ahead on polls, next week's stream has already been decided. We're taking a look at some spells. But that doesn't mean we've done this week's poll. So this week, you'll be answering the poll in preparation for what the stream will be 2 weeks from now. So give me 1 sec, and I'll give you your options. Oops. Whoa, that's new. I guess OpenOffice updated. Cool, cool, cool. But 2 weeks from now is topic. I know, I don't think we had this conversation with you, DM Lacara, but DM Shin and DM Speedy were like, why don't one of us run a game once a month? And I was like, I mean,
yes.
It sounds doable, but somebody's got to be ready every month. And it might be harder than you think. So I don't know if we're going to end up doing that, but I'm trying to stick to the we won't repeat a topic that we've done in the last 3 weeks type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, running a game could be up within the months. But we'll see. Depends on what people vote for.
Yeah, it's easiest for me. I can fill in pretty much, like, as long as I'm going to be on the stream, I can fill in any Let's Play, because Enclave takes like 10 minutes to get ready for.
Ooh, true. True.
It's if we're doing something like the Labyrinth run or something that like would require more work. But
if you would like to vote in this poll, how it works is if you're on Twitch, I'm actually going to make you a poll right now. And it'll be up and running for 10 minutes, but that doesn't necessarily mean you only have 10 minutes to vote in the poll. If you're on YouTube, I've already thrown up the topics in the chat. We've got adventures, articles, maps, one-shot supplements, show and tell. I'm not going to lie to any of you. If one-shot supplement is the choice, we're going to go through some Elden Ring gravity magic conversions, okay? I'm just telling you right now that that's what it's going to be, because I'm a star man now, so I want to look at some star powers.
Yes, as of this week, Okami has officially become an acolyte of the space goddess.
Hell yeah!
Not quite a warlock, but pretty damn close.
Yes. Did it? Okay. It has posted both of those. I'm gonna remove the pin from Thug just to make it easier so people can find the poll. You can put your answers to the poll in the chats. You can DM them to us. You can come on the Discord. Many ways to do this, but the poll will be open for 24 hours after this stream ends. I'm actually gonna work on the spells thing like right after this stream ends. I'm already there in uploads. Like I'm on Monday already, or next Monday. I'm somehow zooming ahead, which is nice. Unusual for me, but nice. I probably shouldn't have said that. I really probably shouldn't have said that, but hey, whatever. We'll get it done. And the last option is show and tell. I was originally a little worried about always putting show and tell on the list when it was like next to come up, but I feel like between all of us, there's always something we can show off.
Yeah.
We have enough stuff going that we're fine. I'm not too worried about it anymore. Wait, what? According to YouTube chat, both of me are in the chat right now. I can assure you, only one of me can do anything. Interesting. I don't know what's going on.
You can vote on your own thing.
Oh, true, I could. I totally could. It's all up to you, AWOS. I do have a ton of new articles from going through the Retired Adventurer's blog. There's so many things that he's talked about that are great ideas, and they'll work for pretty much any system. Even though he does mostly... He's doing mostly swords and wizardry, which I think is a 1E conversion, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's a conversion of. It could be like a Beck Me hack. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, a vote for articles, eh? Okay. I'm going to have to check in with DM Shin as well, because I did talk to him earlier today. We both did. And we haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm going to make sure he's okay. After the stream's over. I'm not going to bother him now. He doesn't need to jump in right now. But we zoomed on through. That was good.
Yeah.
I'll be really excited if someone picks the way of the element bender as well.
Mm-hmm. I like that one.
I'm not gonna say whatever campaign we're in. You're gonna get to level 17. Okay, I'm not gonna say that outright, but like maybe you never know. I will say, I said this at the beginning. I'm currently working on DM Bacon's Bachelor Party one shot, and they have chosen. Well, I say they. DM Bacon has chosen that they're going to go in at level 14, and this is the highest level that any of them have ever been, I think. But definitely the rest of the group. I think this is the highest DM Bacon has ever been. So I'm excited just to run a high-level thing. Even though it's not tier 4 yet, but like I've never run anything in tier 3, so I'm happy. And like, since I know he doesn't watch the stream, we're making a mini of a cosplay that he did. And Foxinator, who many of you may know from the Discord, he's an absolute wizard with Hero Forge. And we were like, hey, Fox, could you make this? Is this a thing that like is possible in Hero Forge? And after an hour, I'm telling you, like, spot on. It's like a 3D model of DM Bacon. And he was like, yeah, I think I can make it better, but like I think this is doable. You're done. And then yesterday he put colors on it and he was like, I can't fully like exactly mimic what's on his outfit, but it's pretty close. And I'm like, hi, what? How did you do that? And he's like, also, I can make the medallions that are on his body. And I was like, how? What? I can barely make a head on Hero Forge. Like, how are you doing this?
I love it when somebody's got that kind of like really specific skill.
And like, when someone sends you a preview of their character on Hero Forge, you don't see all the detail. But when you click that link and like you go in, I was like, oh my god, he put the facial tattoos on. I was like, how are you doing this? He has chosen to be in. We're trying to figure out like what classes we want people to be. Realistically, his idea is that he doesn't want the people in the Whale Pact really to go crazy on making characters because he knows that it's a problem since he's had to do it with us twice. He's like, you could just make them a pre-gen. We'll just pick classes and what have you. And he was going through what he was like, oh, what should we all be one class? No, I think we should have some variation. And then he went on and he kept like looking through niche ideas like, oh, everyone who uses guns or like all half casters, all blah, blah, blah. And he found someone made it's a paladin, but their oath is the speech that the gunslingers make in like the Dark Tower and Stephen King's Multiverse. And so he's a gunslinger, but a paladin. I'm like, that's so sick. And Foxinator, when he's working on the mini, it's so good and also happens to have guns that we're like, oh, this is his mini for the one shot. Oh, he's his own mini. That's so cool. Yeah, I don't know what I don't think the multiverse is called the Dark Tower. I think that's just like one set of stories in it. but I like couldn't describe what was happening because that specific homebrew subclass said something like, "Oh, I take a lot of inspiration from Stephen King's books," and then I read the oath and I went, "Ah, this is what Idris Elba says when he needs to really really shoot Matthew McConaughey," and the rest of the group was like, "What?" And I was like, "It's in the movie."
Such a random thing to pull out.
Fist, I see you getting ready, working on characters and stuff. I'm here for it, dude. And also, uh, thank you for asking questions like, how would this work? Or how could this work? You know who doesn't do that and then gets mad about it? I bet you do know. Green Lanterns basically are paladins, and like a paladin is basically just a Green Lantern. Like they have an oath that keeps their powers intact, and as long as they don't go against it, they keep their powers. And technically, if you do a bad thing, you just get a different colored ring, really, because you become an Oathbreaker. Like you go, I guess. Well, it depends on what kind of Oathbreaker. I was gonna say you turn green from green to red, but I'm like, yeah, I guess technically Oathbreaker could be sad, or or could be like greedy. I guess there are a lot of different colors you could take.
Envious.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I gotta go to bed.
Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Wait,
Have
you've
good
seen
evening,
Fox
everyone.
before? Oh, he posts Transformers stuff all the time as well. Oh yes, great. Yeah, Orange Lanterns would be Conqueror Paladins. That 100% makes sense. Good night, Lacara.
Night.
I'll make our poll very soon. Oh, Fist, what would you like to vote for? I will put in your vote as well. I'm gonna post the options in the chat since I know you can't do the vote here. So just tell me what you'd like, and then we'll call the stream quits. Oh. You knew him before? What a small world. I am also going to figure out why I'm logged into the wrong account on OBS and how exactly that happened, because I don't understand it. Ooh, adventures. Okay. I've also been thinking that adventures-wise, not necessarily like for like I'm gonna make words one day. Adventures-wise, we could also run some of the adventures that we've gone over as like if you pay for a one-shot. Like this is a thing we've gone over. Here's how we tweaked it, how we ran it. There's a thing JoeCat does where JoeCat used to run the same campaign all the time. And once he streamed it for the first time, he said, "Hey, I'm not going to run this campaign with anyone else again because people have already seen how it went." And while I 100% understand where he's coming from, I also 100% believe that you can run the same thing multiple times with different people, and like each and every game is going to be completely different. Like I would be bored if I ran the same campaign nonstop. Like if I just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. But I know that because different people would be in each session, that it wouldn't end up being the same game. Like Clubs always says, like you might be playing the same game, but you're not playing the same game. Like every table is playing a different version of that game. 100% believe that's true. Because like my 0.5 session scenario, I've run through the first version 3 times, and even had some of the same, like, some people joined 2 out of the 3 sessions. Every single version of that scenario turned out completely different, even though set up exactly the same. It's just the people who were in there all reacted differently. And that's kind of the beauty of this kind of thing, where, like, once you realize that you can literally do whatever you want, that, hey, you can do whatever you want, because you guys as the group are the ones defining, like, the boundaries of the game, the boundaries of the world. And that's cool. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I can't wait to get you all in on it. But yeah, I have your votes cataloged. Next week we'll be talking about spells. I think next week also I might do another stream on Tuesday, but I am not going to be. There's no other streams planned for this week. But I'm thinking next week Tuesday I might do a second stream. I might play some Shell Shock Live because I want to clear out the old upload schedules. I want to be able to archive them. And finishing Shell Shock Live is one of the oldest tasks that I've got, because I literally just have the final stage to beat. But this week, no extra stream. Thank y'all for tuning in, as always. I'm going to say goodbye in the chat. Oh, I don't know if I can use goodbye in the YouTube chat. Huh! I think it's a mod only, I think. We'll find out. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Roll dice, be nice. We will see you all next week for some spells. Yes! He loves Transformers. That boy loves Transformers. Yeah, I can't do the command on YouTube. I gotta figure out why I'm logged into the wrong account, too. That's very, very weird. No idea why that's happening. But yeah. I will see y'all. I'll see y'all in the Discord in like 5 minutes. Like, see you soon. Love you all. Bye. Kill Twitch first. Bye, Twitch. And I will kill YouTube now.